Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see the general characteristics of algae. Study of algae is known as algology or phycology, where phycology is the most commonly used term. The scientist called F.E. Frisch is known as father of phycology. He divided algae into 11 classes in his book The Structure and Reproduction of the Algae, mainly on the basis of pigmentation, reserve food material, flagellation, thallus structure, modes of reproduction, and its life cycle. Mandayam Osuri Parthasarthi Iyengar, that is M.O.P. Iyengar, is known as father of Indian phycology. He is the first president of the Phycological Society of India, where he studied primarily Spirogyra. Algae are placed in the division Thallophyta along with fungi. Algae differ from fungi in the presence of photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll and in their mode of nutrition. Algae accounts for almost half of photosynthesis on the planet. Let us see the habitat of algae. They occur in variety of habitats but are mostly aquatic. They can live in both freshwater and marine waters. In aquatic habitat, 90% of the photosynthesis is done by algae. They need moisture to live. They can live in moist soil, moist rock, or moist wood. Algae forms a symbiotic association with fungi to form lichens. As we know that symbiosis is an association where both the organisms get advantage from each other. Algae provides food and nutrition through photosynthesis to fungi, and fungi provides protection to algae. Algae forms a symbiotic relationship with animals also, where it grows on animals' fur and obtains shelter and supply of water, and the animal is provided with camouflage. Example of such animal is sloth bear. Algae are found in various types of shapes and sizes. They can be microscopic and unicellular, multicellular, filamentous, or heterotrichous. Example of a microscopic or unicellular algae is Schlamidomonas. Algae that are filamentous can be of three types: unbranched, branched, or heterotrichous. Algae with unbranched filaments are Spirogyra, Eulothrix, Edogonium. Spirogyra is also known as pond silk. Eulothrix is also known as pond wool. Example of algae which have branched filaments is Cladophora. Example of algae which have a heterotrichous filament are Coleochaete and Ectocarpus. Now, heterotrichous filaments are those filaments that have two portions. One is a prostrate portion and the other one is an upright or projecting portion. Example of a colonial algae is Volvox. Algae are chlorophyll containing autotrophic thelloid plants. Because they are autotrophic, they can make their own food material. And what do you mean by thelloid? Thallus is a plant body in which there is no differentiation of root, stem, and leaves, and that which lacks vascular tissue, that is, xylem and phloem, are absent. Algae are composed of true parenchymatous tissue. They store food material in the form of polysaccharide or starch. Let us see the reproduction in algae. There are three types of reproductions that can occur in algae. They are vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction. Vegetative reproduction occurs through fragmentation, hormogonia, or budding. Fragmentation involves the splitting of organism into smaller pieces, and these pieces can grow into new individual thallus. Example of fragmentation is Spirogyra. Hormogonia are small fragments of trichomes that are cut off by formation of necroidia or suppression disc. Hormogonia are actively mobile and forms new thallus. Example is Oscillatoria. Budding involves a formation of a lateral bud by a vesicle. This bud separates and develops into another vesicle with its own rhizoid. Example of such vegetative reproduction is protosiphon. In asexual reproduction, spores are involved, which are released from the cell and they germinate into a new plant. Asexual reproduction does not involve fusion of sex cells from two different parents. The spores released can be either motile or non-motile. Some of the types of spores are zoospores, planospores, or hypnospores. Zoospores are unicellular flagellated reproductive cells that may be produced within vegetative cells or in specialized cells, depending on the organism. Zoospores do not have cell walls. Example are Chlamydomonas and Cladophora. Aplanospores are non-motile, thin-walled spores. Examples are Chlamydomonas and Vaucheria. Hypnospores are non-motile aplanospores with very thick wall. So the aplanospores which are thick-walled are known as hypnospores. Examples are Chlamydomonas, Eulothrix, Botrydium, Vaucheria. Let's see the sexual reproduction in algae. The sex organs are unicellular without a jacket of sterile cells around them, that is, they are non-jacketed. Sexual reproduction takes place through the fusion of gametes. This can be of three types: isogamous reproduction, anisogamous reproduction, or oogamous reproduction. In isogamous sexual reproduction, the gametes are morphologically and physiologically same. They cannot be classified as male gametes or female gametes. Example is Chlamydomonas. Anisogamous sexual reproduction is where gametes are dissimilar either morphologically or physiologically. Example of such reproduction is Chlamydomonas brownie. In oogamous type of sexual reproduction, a female gamete is larger and non-motile, and male gamete is small and motile. Examples are Volvox, Fucus, Polysiphonia, and Chlamydomonas coccifera. This is it for this video. I'll see you in my next video.